Van Eyck de Duur, which means Van Eyck came, Durer came to honor his peers, which was, of course, Van Eyck. But it was also the end of Flemish primitivism in the beginning of the Renaissance. But it was also the way to the east. So therefore Manfred asked me to make a show with a stronghold on Eastern Europe contemporary art. The first idea that came to my mind in a reflex, having visited all these countries when I was 22, having lots of friends there, having even lost friends in the Balkan War, was actually the sort of juxtaposition between two cities. Bruges, that has been kept out of poverty. Poverty is sometimes the best way to conserve things, basically. And also a city that's protected by UNESCO. And the other city that is protected by UNESCO is Warsaw, that has been destroyed in the Second World War 3 successive times. Then we went to look into lineage, because there are artists like Andy Warhol. Why? Because Andy Warhol, his parents came from Czechoslovakia. There is also even a Belgian artist in the show who is from Bosnia. His mother was from Bosnia. Guillaume Baer, with the work that you see here. Then there was another step, which came through Thaddeus Cantor when he got the Rembrandt Prize years ago, when he was still alive in the end of the 70s, where he made a remark, which is the subtitle of the show, and I hope you all already got the catalog. And that subtitle is that art in our region is the reality of the lowest rank. Now, if you take that into account, and you start to look at pop art from a different direction, through the rear end, you enter it through Eastern Europe. What we're going to do, the show is on 5 places. This is a main spot. The other spot is on the outskirts of the city in the big grand seminar, where we have also induced really important work. The work, for example, of people that are no longer alive, like Thaddeus Cantor, the dead class is here, but over there you have Alina Shaposnika, a very important sculptress who died in the 70s. You have the very important work of Andrzej Wróblewski, who has never been shown here actually. He's a painter who died very young, in 1949, and whose parents were shot in front of his eyes when in Litau, that was during the war, and since then Litau was still part of Poland. And his parents were actually executed in front of his eyes by Einsatzkommando. So you should really make a point to go there, if you can. It's a walk, 20 minutes, but you should do it. Then the other spot is the Arendshuis, where we have work of Andy Warhol, Pavel Büchler, which also is prominently in the big seminar with 2 pieces. One that was made especially for the corridor around the cloister, and also in the back garden you have Birdcatcher of Miroslav Palka, a steel construction of 16 meters high. In the Arendshuis you have Warhol, you have Isaac Genske, you have Bruno Schulz, a writer who is one of the most important writers of Poland, with his drawings, who got killed because he was the valet of an SS officer who spared him his life because he could draw that well. But in 1943, in a dispute between 2 competing SS officers, they decided to kill both their valets. And you also have, I said Isaac Genske. Just one minute. Hallo? Hallo? Ja, sorry, ik ben bezig met een rondleiding. So also there you have a concentration. There's another work of Miroslav Balka. There is the K brothers, which are there, because also what's important, you will see that in the course of the show, that animation film is part of the show. Why? Because animation was one of the last strongholds under the former regimes to withstand the regimes and the whole socialist structure. There is also, during the course of the show, there are 10 evenings programmed, and we work together with Cinema Lumière to show these really important animation films, and that some of them are included in the show. There is also a Japanese artist in the show, Murakami. Why is that? Yet again, because Murakami has been misunderstood in the West. His work is not just commercial and funny or infantile. His work is exceedingly cynical. He is one of the inventors of the flat aestheticism, and also is, of course, in the follow-up of manga, and manga is in the follow-up of the H-bomb, which is an even bigger form of destruction. And Aikigiki, the film, shows you that when it explodes in your face in the end. But that's saying that we're not, I mean, that's 15 minutes that you have to look at it, so maybe you can come back and look at it up more closely. What I try to do with this show, which is a really ambitious project, is to instead to go for populism, to go for quality. And I'm sure that everybody will feel immediately it's serious. We also have to build entire structure because you can't touch anything on the walls. So all the spaces we work together with Robricht and Daam, an architect bureau that made the decision to use these materials, felt, wood, and in the seminar even doors that you could open. We'll now start with you.
Thank you.